And so let me show you how I use some of these same things in my art. This is something that I more or less channeled. We have an angel in the meditation garden at the Amethyst Center, my healing center, and the angel kind of looks like a dragonfly. So here's the spirals on both sides. It's a spiral that builds energy and the spiral that releases energy. And then there's spirals here. And then there's the infinity symbol. And then there's a symbol for water and the symbol for air. And when you put this on art with intention, it does something. So here's the medicine wheel and here's the spiral. Okay, there's a medicine wheel and there's a spiral. I put the spiral on there because their DNA is in a spiral, and the Milky Way is in a spiral, and our heart beats more or less in a spiral, and the medicine wheel, and then there's a Great Spirit symbol and a water symbol and a rain symbol on it, and the turtle, because we live on Turtle Island. And then you see the tree of life symbol right there. But when you put a spiral or a medicine wheel on art, it makes energy. And so what I wanted was to put these colors on there, because this is like a soul portrait of the Eagle Nation. So it would project the symbolism and project the energy back out to the people. So I'm doing the same thing as the ancients did. Here's another one that is, this would be the third eye or the owl. And see, it's got the spiral, but it also has 7 concentric circles on it, which was a big symbol to the Incas for the 7 levels of heaven, but it's another thing that just makes energy. You know, it just makes energy and it sends what's on here back out. And you see that moon shape again. That's the divine feminine receptive. Okay. Yeah, so I play around with the same designs with these amulets that I make. It's got the wave coil, it's got a spiral here, spiral here, spiral there, that amps the energy up in your body so that you don't pick up so much negativity from other people or places, and so that computers and cell phones can't short circuit you. So it's a combination of the material, and just like Serpent Mounds, it gets energy from the earth, it gets energy from the sun. In this case, when you're wearing it, it gets energy from your body and the crystal. Serpent Mounds does that too. There's a crystalline structure underneath it. Sacred places always have a lot of quartz nearby. Sacred places also have some kind of rock where the water can filter through it and build up a static charge. Where the crop circles are and where Stonehenge is, it's chalk. Around here it's dolomite, but it does the same thing. Where I live, it's really, really old granite that's very porous, and the water trickles through and builds up a static charge. You have to have water nearby or going underneath it. If you've gone down to the grotto, there's water coming out of the side that comes right underneath the mound, which that's about electricity, of carrying that electricity. And you have to have the ley lines and the telluritic lines, another word for it, where the energy travels naturally through the earth. And if you put that all together and then build an energy form on it, you got a free energy machine that you can stand on if you're a medicine person or a shaman and do something with it. And hopefully do something with it that's good, you know, to help people out. Let me do my talking part and then we'll walk with the mound. Okay. There's a really cool story that I found when I was researching coming here with a bunch of folks. You know how you can get online and you just go from link to link and then you end up someplace you didn't ever suspect you were going to be. I ended up at getting information from the Coptics, and that's the Christian church from Egypt that was never influenced by the Catholic Church, and they're metaphysical, and Coptics still exist. I go to a convention every year, Coptic, in Johnson City, which is wonderful. And so this was 2,000 years, this was about the time of Christ, right after he died. And they wanted to know what creation was about. And so they had like 30 people, and over 20 years, they did these remote viewing kind of things, that's what we would call it, and wrote a book, you know, on papyrus or skins or whatever, which was found about 10 years ago, not too far from the Dead Sea Scrolls. And somebody had published this and put it on the internet. Well, what the people saw was in the center of the Milky Way, these giant energy forms, so big that we can't even get our head around, who were in charge of making planets and solar systems and galaxies and stuff like that, worked right underneath God, the Creator. And there was always a male and female, or a positive and negative charge. So as above, so below, from the tiniest thing to the largest thing, these were the largest. And so they always worked in the pairs of the divine male and female. So they called the male charge one Christos, and the female one Sophia, which I always wondered what was the deal with Sophia. And Sophia fell in love with the earth, thought it was the coolest thing she ever made, and spiraled down and spiraled actually into the earth, so that we're one of the only planets in the universe that's actually a living and thinking organism. So when these jokers come around and do, you know, and try to destroy the earth, she's always got the last laugh, because if she can make planets and she can make universes and all that kind of stuff, like, she's got it going on, in whatever conspiracy theory that's happening, you know, doesn't really matter. It, you know, much more powerful, much more powerful. So what if, and this is a big what if we've been looking at the design wrong all the time? What if it's going this way, from Great Spirit goes into the mouth and comes down, and as Sophia spiraled into Mother Earth? Because on the where, as most people see, the shaman spiral is the DNA in the galaxy, and this is the Mother Earth, and this is the root. What if that's what it was about, rather than going this way? What if that was about that spirit of Mother Earth, who some people call the Serpent of Light, coming into the earth and functioning now? You know, everybody's got a hypothesis, so, you know, you can look at it two ways. There's, you know, there's no right and wrong, and there's more ways than two ways.